we have a few opinion questions to ask you, if you don't mind answering. Um, some of our viewers want to know how you feel, what your opinion is on dual citizenship. Is it a good thing for us, a bad thing, or?
Yeah, of course, there's always good and bad, but let's look at the good side. If we are granted dual citizenship, which is we won't really lose anything. We'll be enjoying the both citizenship status, and at the same time, that person, for our constitution, in the state level, they're blocking foreigners to own any property, and that's the risky thing with the citizens. FSM citizens here that have U.S. born kids. If you're a U.S. born and you happen to decide not to be a FSM citizen when you reach age 21, what if all your parents' property, let's say a piece of land, cannot be passed on to you? So somebody in that family can take away the land if the parents die. Let's say a couple have only one kid, and that kid become a U.S. citizen. That U.S. citizen kid cannot become a FSM citizen anymore. So he or she will never have access or cannot claim what his or her parents were owning,
Surrender
a piece
your
of
land.
land. So it's they're out. They're not a citizens there. And also, it's gonna be good with citizens that are in the U.S. military. They can exercise what they have. We do have a lot of citizens that give up their citizenship becoming a U.S. citizens because of their status at the military. Whether, some of I guess their title or their duties must given out to U.S. citizens, where they give up to become FSM. They give away their citizens of FSM and become a U.S. citizens. It's because of what they like. But the bad side of dual citizenship is if you happen to be a U.S. citizen, in some sense, I believe I'm sure if you're a U.S. citizen, the law that you break within U.S. will be treating you as a U.S. citizen. Let's say you committed some crimes, and U.S. will treat you as a U.S. citizen, punish you as a U.S. citizen. So you cannot, if they don't want to allow you to deport it, you'll be in jail in the U.S. or you'll be serving your term in the U.S. forever. So that's one way that I can look into as a negative side of it.
You mentioned that land use rights for dual citizenship. Is there any concerns that maybe foreigners might come into the country to have children just so they can get land? And
that's a very good question. It was brought in when the committee for this educational awareness on the amending compact were here and doing public education on the amendments, and our Congress, our leaders are really aware of that thing. They're still trying to protect that room. It's not that if we're giving out dual citizenship, U.S. will always, the foreigners there will always come. But if you're a U.S. and FSM citizens, and your mind is gonna be really adapting to the way that we're really afraid of at this current time, that is the question that we're gonna look into. Whether they're gonna be protecting on some other protection in some ways. I don't know if we were gonna come up with that, but it will be only open to us as dual citizenship, FSM and US. We're not gonna. I understand that we're not gonna open dual citizenship to every US citizens too. So it's just our country that we will allow that.
is the dual citizenship just between US and FSM, or is it also any
As
other
of
country?
That's a good question. As of now, I only understand for US and FSM, and probably if you have Chinese, have Japanese, I think it's gonna be falling to that opening up, because it's FSM country that protecting that dual citizenship. We don't allow that. So let's say government, Japan government allow dual citizenship. Maybe we can work with them, or maybe this dual citizenship amendment will be part of it, or it can be coincide with what we have with the US.
So just with countries that also have dual citizenship?
I believe so. I'm sorry, I'm not really
Okay.
well equipped.
No, that's fine.
I'm not really sure.
Alright, this one is a bit of a hard one. There's been a lot of talk and complaints that the consulate assists the higher ups in the government, like the president and congressmen, more expeditiously or a little more quickly than regular FSM citizens. Like, how would you guys like to respond to that kind of criticism?
Oh, it's true. It's very hard. There's no way we can satisfy all the services to the citizens here. In Hawaii itself, I understand, or to be estimated, there are about more than 7,000 of us here, citizens of FSM. So to do services at the airport, expediting meaning we go inside and get them from the immigration and onto the packaging area and get out. We were only allowed for our VIPs. Only cover President, Vice President, Speaker, Chief Justice. And Congress will be there. It depends on the need of the service. So it's true. As a consulate office, it used to be like that before. But knowing that almost everybody here has a relative here, has some friends or some sort of people that can help it out, we pull it out. We okay, this is for family purposes. Even though a Secretary of, let's say, Foreign Affairs, or Secretary of Health traveled here to do some, we don't go and serve them. One thing is, we are only limited. There are only 4 of us in this office. And the flight is very unfortunate. We go there at 4. How can you expect me to be here 8 to 5? Right. Or we're not only working from 8 to 5 too. We also open up. People that know our number and have emergency, they call us. For some office work, we come in and attend to. So that's something. I mean, it used to be really open up. We do the counseling with everybody coming in, especially students. People are referred. Now even referred citizens. People that are medically referred here. We are expecting MyCare, the only insurance. I mean, the only insurance for the national government to take care of that. We used to help by transportation. Now that we don't have resources, let's say a vehicle or a few to run around these citizens, these sick people, we're kind of okay. Insurance, health insurance. Can you guys find a way to help your people that are coming here for medical assistance? So it is very difficult thing in some sense of serving out everybody. If you go out to the airport every day, you see we have citizens coming here almost every day, or every flight that coming in from our country, and we have only 2 vehicles too. You go there, one person would go to Waianae, and the other would go to let's say Taimanet. You'll end up going to preparing to come to work at 1 in the afternoon or 11 in the afternoon because of the distance. That's one thing that is very difficult here. This country, I mean, this island itself, wow, is very big compared to Kusai, Chu, Bombay, and we are scattered. We are very many.
Yeah. Consulate's not a taxi service either, right?
Well, I don't want to say that, but yeah, we want to serve the people in some ways that we can too, based on our resources.
As much as you can, right?
As much as we can.
What was the consulate role or stance during the whole medical care in Hawaii?
We have some instructions for that. Of course, the NGOs or non-governmental group from our country with some interest, whether church or other Micro United, we know that they're doing some they're doing some movement with the marshalists to support or to voice up on their need. But we only do it our way, diplomatic way, by papers or our embassies taking in charge with the federal government at the national level in Washington, D.C. So we are just kind of silent in a way that there's something that is done through paperwork, through diplomatic channel. It's not that we didn't do anything. We were feeding our leaders, we were feeding DC on what's going on, what's happening, and of course they're monitoring and also trying their diplomatic way to go to the channel to raise the interest of our need or what we have impacted with this insurance.
Are you guys getting a lot of phone calls when they start dialysis?
Oh, a lot of phone calls, a lot of people meeting us and ask. And we also went and attend. I went and attend what's the name of that? Hearing that was done on this medical insurance. I was with our former Consul General, Aquilino Susay. And it was very interesting. People were there to raise up their voice issues and really ask for their help. But we were hoping for the best, and we're hoping that everything will go as what our citizens are requesting for.
Okay, we'd like to end on this note. As you know, our group is called the Fourth Branch. We call ourselves the Fourth Branch because we're the fourth branch of the government, right? There's 3 branches for checks and balances, but there's one more: media and the people being accountable. Do you think that within the FSM we are doing that as a fourth branch? Do you think we're keeping everybody accountable? The media?
No.
Is there media?
No, we're not.
So,
We're not. It's very sensitive back in our country. It's for my own opinion in that is that we know almost everybody there. So it's our culture that it's our culture that also our culture also contributed to that, because we don't want to hurt other people. Let's say media is, as you said, it's for the people. People want to see. People want to get accountability. People want to be informed. But in some ways, we are protecting us from that, because of we don't want to hurt that leader, or that leader doesn't want to hurt that community in his or her view of some things that will be entertained, or some regulations that will come up. So fourth branch, as you guys call it, it's really important. I mean, this is over here. If you guys call it fourth branch, for me, I think that's the representative of our traditional values or traditional ways. Back there, it's not really media; it's the traditions.
mm-hmm.
The elders always seems to be educated, or seems to be have a good sense of things by our leaders. They go and really consult the elders back in the country. I mean, for Kusha itself, our reverends, the elders of this community, or the chief, or the mayors, leaders of a family, it's a big family. It's always being informed of something. Why? Because they need them. Our leaders, or people that run the government or community or the municipality, always need the resources, which is the people and their land and their properties, whatever they own or they have access to.
Wow.
So for your way, fourth branch has media to be the fourth government. Keep it that way and do it.
All right. Well, thank you. That's all the questions we have for today, but you gave us a lot of good information, and I hope all the viewers out there are really paying attention and listening. Thank you very much, Henry Shrew.
Thank you, Russell. Thank you, everybody. And I